Welcome back to Investing with Confidence, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. And if you're just tuning in, we have been talking a lot about the stock market and how it works, but opportunities that the public, everyday people have access to with trading accounts, regular trading accounts, or 401k and IRA accounts, and different strategies and benefits as markets are going up, but also down. And we have investing classes that we've been giving tickets away to. We've had a lot of people text in. It's been phenomenal this week here on people coming to these investing classes. So if you did miss part of that, text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 free tickets for an investing class at our local academies. But also, if you missed part of the show, we've been seeing a lot of people following the show, Al, the podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. So, Al, we have a lot of people entering the markets right now. We've talked about some stats over the past several months here on people entering the market at a record pace. And this was happening before the beginning of the year, which is right before what happened. The markets dropped. And most individuals, as you've been talking about in the whole show here, have that one directional strategy, which is up. So, and we actually said this a long time ago. We could probably find the archives, that the Wall Street has been reeling people into the market, putting money in the market, and what happened? What did they do? They dropped the market. Because people don't know this, but the institutions control roughly around 80% of the market.
That's correct.
So if the market goes up, it's the institutions. If the market goes down, it's the institutions. So that being said, we still have a lot of listeners that have not entered the market. Mm-hmm. They may be in the market with 401ks or IRAs, but they're not actively doing it. And it's because they just don't know where to start. I was having a conversation with my parents the other day, and they were talking about, investing and trading, and they just, gosh, it sounds great. I just don't know how to start.
Right.
And that's one of the things that people just feel is if they don't know how to start, they won't do anything. And that's why it's so easy for Wall Street brokers and advisors to condition people to give them their life savings. Think about that. People are giving their life savings to a stranger that becomes their quote-unquote friend because they tell them a lot of nice things.
Right.
And if history repeats itself, people are struggling to retire. Don't let that happen to you. Al, I want you to talk about how to get in the market safely and confidently without worrying about what to do next. You have to have a strategy to do that.
Yeah, okay. We were talking about retirement crisis. Right now, that retirement crisis is to the tune of $7 trillion shortfall. In the first half of 2022, the first half of this year, $3.4 trillion were wiped out of 401k plans. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the strategy that Wall Street is putting people into is not working. What is the strategy? It's just to buy and hold on and don't worry about crashes or corrections. Well, the market has always come back, and we're assuming it always will come back. But the problem is, we use this word a lot, is time. It's lost time. First of all, if your portfolio goes down 50%, in order to get back to where it was, you don't have to be up 50%. You have to be up 100%. Whatever you were down percentage-wise, you have to be up a higher percentage to get back to where you were. But the real problem there is the time. It might take 5 years or 10 years, or it could take, if you were in the market in the year 2000, it took you almost 14 years to get back to where you started out. So that strategy isn't always working. And what we're trying to tell you and what we teach you are strategies that you can use that will benefit you regardless of which direction the market's going. Don't fall into this fallacy that you can just hold on to your assets during a down market and you'll be fine. Every time you do that, you're basically digging a hole, putting your portfolio in the hole, and then it has to fight its way out before any kind of a profit can be made. The pros out there, the people that are truly successful, they're benefiting in a bull market, then they're protecting those assets, and then they're benefiting in a bear market, and they're protecting those assets. So what I think our goal for people when you go into retirement is to do 3 things. Number 1 is to protect the assets you have. If in the first half of this year you lost 20 or 30% of your assets, that did not have to happen. So we show you how to protect your assets so it doesn't happen again. And what about growing those assets? Instead of just taking money out of what you have worked hard for and watching that retirement pile deplete, grow it and grow it using these assets we're talking about, where you can take a smaller amount of money using the leveraged assets to have the potential for much greater returns. And then the third thing is income. When you retire, the income from your job that has been paying your bills and basically keeping you alive is gone. Why not use your retirement money as an income-generating machine? And we show you how to do that. It's not just drawing money out of it, but it's using those assets to generate more income. So those are the three important things. But I think the primary reason that we have a retirement crisis and we have a financial crisis in this country is it gets down to income. It's the income component, and you need to be able to do that while you're still working, have additional income coming in. People that are truly successful have as many as 5 different sources of income, and not just not 5 different jobs. Some of them don't even have a job, but it could be one job and 3 or 4 different sources of income. The financial markets can provide that for you. So generate income while you're working, and then you already know how to generate income, so you can do the same thing when you're in retirement. So that, I think, is the real key. That's what we should concentrate on. Wall Street, however, puts you in a strategy that is more geared long-term. It's not geared towards income. So that's one of the things that we'll talk about in these classes. We can help you learn how to do that. It's like anything else you do. If you've never done it, there's a fear there. Lack of knowledge creates fear. That's what we do. We provide the knowledge to give you the confidence to be able to do this and not be afraid of something you don't know.
Yeah, you brought up a couple good points there, and I just want to clarify a couple things. So I think it's really important for our listeners to understand this. The question was, where do you start if you've never done it before? And you have to get some education, obviously, and that's what we provide at Online Trading Academy is strategies and techniques for that. But people are also saying, well, how do I do that? All my money is tied up in the market. That's one of the big problems is people are 100% at risk in the markets in their 401ks and IRAs because their advisor or broker or money manager puts that all in the market. That's why they take such big hits. So really the key is to have some in the market, depending on what that may be, and whether, it doesn't matter what investments you are, but it's some investment invested in the market. But also have some in cash.
Sure.
That way, if you have an IRA or a trading account, then you can do other strategies in there. But using the leverage, as we talked about in the first and the second segment, to use that smaller amount of capital to control and really do exactly what the whole bucket of money would probably do anyway.
Right. Because
you have that leverage. For example, futures, you have up to 20-to-1 leverage. Forex, up to 50-to-1 leverage. You have leverage with options as well. So options is great. So if people like stocks, which most of our listeners probably do, which is fantastic, why not trade options where essentially you can buy stock at a discount? So it's just learning these techniques and strategies and having some money in the market, however you want to do that, but also have money in cash protected that you have the ability to use different strategies for. So we have these investing classes. Text the word investing to the number 210 to learn these techniques and strategies. Investing to the number 210. Al, we've been talking a lot about this investing class, and we've had a lot of people come into these classes. What can people expect to learn when they come in?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we start talking about how the market functions, why price moves, and how you can take advantage of that. We talk about the different asset classes, and we talked about options, futures, Forex, in stock, and maybe one of those is ideal for you. It may not be ideal for the person sitting next to you. So we show you how to identify what is going to help you achieve the goals that you have. What do you want your financial life to look like in the future? We want to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where that future is to make that a reality, give you the potential to make that a reality.
Yep.
We talk about protection, how to protect yourself, how the Wall Street institutions, how they function. Why are they always successful, consistently successful? And the retail trader, the public, is not. They struggle and typically lose over time. We want to help you change that, move you from that struggling, losing part into the consistently profitable part. The knowledge is there, but here's one of the great things I think that we provide is ongoing support. It's guidance support. It's continuing. You have a place to come. We have bricks and mortars locations. with people here who are there to help you with whatever issues you have, whatever problems, and just help you to accelerate your learning.
Yeah, and what's important too is, as you said, there is everybody is different from other people. You're different from your neighbors. So what we provide is a custom path. Think about it as if you go to out to dinner and you have a menu. You may, rather than just getting an appetizer or just getting dessert, how about get that full course meal? And that's what people want to do at dinner. That's the thing you need in trading and investing, is a strategy to kind of, tickle the tummy a little bit with an appetizer, then your meal, and then dessert, and maybe a glass of wine afterwards. That's kind of what you want in your financial picture, is that full course meal of strategies.
Right.
So Al, you talk a lot about these strategies, and you always have great wisdom. Let's hear today's tip, the OTA tip of the week.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Knowing what you want and knowing what you're willing to do to get it are two different things. So maybe this is a good time to ask yourself, how important is your family's financial security? Can you really say that this isn't the right time? Can you say, I don't have the time for something so important? If you want to be successful, do what the successful people do. They make it the right time. So maybe to succeed, you're going to need to challenge your belief systems, maybe act outside of your comfort zone. We understand how challenging that can be. That's why, in addition to providing never-ending financial knowledge, we provide ongoing help, guidance, motivation, and mentoring for our students. So let's work together to help you reach your financial potential.
That's great. Now is the time to enter a community of trading and investing and different strategies for your financial future. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 free tickets at Online Trading Academy. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.